I'm John Adams in Reflected Pixel, and today we're going to look at the LAEA4, right? Sony does real creative names with these things. Lens adapter, E-mount, A-mount, number 4. So if you were following the sequence, that's where we're at. This is number 4. I also have the number 3 here. But the number 4 is an interesting unit. It's got the translucent Sony mirror in it. It's got a phase detection focus system, and it has an internal focus motor. This little screw right here. See that? As excited as I am about the new G Master lenses, they're extremely pricey. I have here the old Minolta 100mm macro lens. Really a pretty good lens. Is it as good as the new 90mm E-mount? Probably not. But you can get it for a couple $100 on eBay versus $1,000 for the new one. So if you need a macro lens and $1,000 is just too much, get this lens. You can get some pretty good shots. I've got some great work with this lens. I've got the 85 2.8, also a pretty neat lens, and the 75 to 300, also an old Minolta lens. So you can get some of these deals and really expand your lenses without having to really break the bank. So if you've got an A7 and you're looking for autofocus lenses that work with your camera, LAEA4 may be the way to go. It's about $300 I think right now, but then you can save money on lenses. But let's look at one of the things you need to make sure you do when you're pairing up one of these lenses on your camera, and that is the AF Micro Adjust. You want to make sure to check that your focusing system and your lens are all working together in the right way. Or in other words, you want to make sure that when you focus on something, that something is really in focus. Not just behind it, not just in front of it. It's especially critical when you're working down at these f2.8 apertures or with the macro system, because you really need to nail that focus. So let's put these things together. Goes on like that. This goes on like this. See, it's got a tripod mount on the bottom. Kick that on, and that screw drive focus, there it is. Look at that. It's working as advertised. So we're going to go ahead and put this on the tripod, and you need about a 45-degree angle. You need some kind of lens focus test chart like this. Now you can buy these on Amazon. They're really nice. Check out the links for some of those, or you can find them for free, or you can make one. Just put your lines about 1 millimeter apart, some numbers, because we're going to focus on this middle line and see if our focus is focusing past it or in front of it. If it focuses exactly where you put it, right on the center, then there's no need to dial in any adjustment. If it's focusing closer to you, then you need to put in a negative number. If it's focusing further away, put in a positive number. And that'll bring it back. So let's set that down there. We're going to put our camera up on our tripod. You want to make sure that's good and solid. And we're going to do our AF Micro Adjust. So let's go to that point. Okay, so here we are. We've got our test chart out there. We're going to focus right on the center. And I'll zoom in here just so you can see. Make sure this tripod's good and tight. So we've got the center right there. And you can see, actually, on this right here already, just by zooming in there, this one is out of focus and that one's more in focus. So we're just a little beyond our center mark. Let's just make sure we're in focus right there. Get that lined up. And then you can take a picture there. If you can get something to focus. And you take your picture. And what you can do is go look right at that image. And sometimes you may want to do this on a computer. But really you can see pretty well right on the back of your screen when you zoom in. And that looks, especially if you look over at this section right here, you can see where your focus is. Are we centered? And we pretty much are. And it's a good idea to do this a time or two, a couple of times, just to make sure that nothing was different when you did that. So let's jump right down into the AF micro adjust, which is right here. So it's under the gear number 5, AF micro adjust. Now you can see with this lens, it's set to -10 because I've already set this lens. But let's look, you can turn it on and off. Bam, there's off, that just turns everything off. On, amount, and you just scroll up through or down through. If you don't know which way to go, push it all the way and take a picture and see how it looks. If it's not right, go the other way. And you can clear this out. Now this can hold up to 20 lenses. So if I put one of my other lenses on that I've already set, it's going to have a different number in here. And this way, when you're using this phase detection adapter, the LAEA4, you can be confident that when it beeps that you're in focus, that it really is in focus. This is one of the most common things that people fail to do with older lenses. And really any A-mount lens that's using this phase detection, it's a good idea to test with a system like this to make sure that your focus is in focus. Let's cut. For me, I'm really enjoying adapting different lenses to these cameras. I shoot with my old Pentax lenses from my very first camera that I got when I was 8 years old. And I found these A-mount, these old Minolta lenses. I've got some Hasselblad lenses that I can adapt to this camera. Now this LAEA4 lets me use these screw drive A-mount lenses for real, with real AF. Just make sure you adjust your AF micro adjust with this LAEA4. Many cameras have this option. Any cameras with phase detection autofocus systems will often have some kind of micro adjustment. If not, you can send it into your dealership and they can test your lenses. But really, try it out and enjoy these great lenses. With that, I'm John Adams, signing off.